Yes, Zach.
I had 10 last time, and I remember I took a picture, so I can have 10 again.
Sure. Do you know where your box was?
I think it's over there.
Okay, so why don't you three come right here and work on it right here. What's up? Did you find your box?
No,
Oh, do you know where you put it?
you wanted something.
Okay. Did you have like your name on anything? So you can
I don't know. I just don't
remember what?
know.
Okay. Let's find this then. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter at this point.
I think I'll say.
Yeah, and some of them are drawn.
Oh,
Yeah, some of them are drawn on, some of them have names on. So, is this yours? Here's 11. I have 2. Here's 5.
they all have the same shells in them.
They all have the same shell. I'm just worried about like the bingo card. Some people have theirs drawn on there.
No, I have a picture. We didn't.
I know, but then here's what I'll give you. You get a new bingo card. Here you go. All right. All right. So you guys get after that. Zach, just grab one. Grab one that doesn't have a lot of people's stuff done on it. You'll probably get done today if you have time. Okay. Okay, over by Ryan. You guys are all working together, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so all of you need to be looking at your sheets. I'm just gonna let you guys basically get after it, okay? You guys are good to go. Okay. So here's the bingo sheet. And you guys could actually open this with Cami, and if you'd like to, what you could do is this. I don't know. So if you open the shell bingo card with Cami and fill this out while we do, you could actually type the names of the shells in. We actually have the shells here in person, a physical copy of them. So I'm gonna put them on my bingo card. You could, I don't know, can you insert images on Cami? Let's see. Add media. So like if you wanted to search, Google image search, if you wanted to search for these actual shells, you could, and put the picture of them on there. That's up to you. Okay, we're gonna start by looking at the shells and then looking at the dichotomous key. Okay. So let me. All right, so the first shell we're looking at is right here. And we look at our dichotomous key. I had a copy of it. Yep. Right here. And you got to start at the beginning. Start on page 1. Is this a 2-valve shell or a 1-valve shell? Remember, a 2-valve means it's clam-like, and it's a pelecypod. And 1-valve means it's snail-like. It's a gastropod or cephalopod, possibly. So this shell right here, what do you all think? 2-valve or 1-valve? Is that a clam shell or a snail shell? All right, Emily. Clamshell, snail shell. You tell me.
Clam.
I could not hear you. I don't know if I'm muted.
Clam.
Still can't hear you. Go ahead.
Clam.
Clam. Yeah, this is a bivalve, right? Let's go take a look now. We got to go down to A1 or A2, right? Part of the dichotomous key. Radiating ribs or concentric ribs? I don't know if you can see this. Oh, man. Radiating or concentric. So if you're confused about that, remember we go back to our dictionary of terms. Radiating ribs mean they run like kind of vertically along the shell from here to here. Concentric means it runs like horizontally almost, or, you know, with the shell. Can you all tell there? Radiating or concentric, Cooper?
I think it's radiating.
So I know it's hard to see, so I apologize for that, but these are actually concentric ribs. They're running this way along the shell. They're not running this way, okay? So these are concentric ribs. Now, so that means we need to go to D1 or D2. Is it round or long and triangular? Taking a look at this, do you think this was roundish or long and triangular and sharp? What do you think, Leah?
Round.
Round, yeah, definitely. So we know that it's a member of the Venus clams family, all right? So we're going to go down to E1 or E2. Everybody following me? Okay. I know I should give you, I realize I need to give you some time to toggle between the tab with your directions on it and your bingo board and me. So I'll give you that time. I apologize. All right. So E1. Well, are the V patterns large and light brown? Or are the V patterns small to medium and dark brown? Let's take a look there. What do you guys think? Here's a V pattern right here. V pattern, V pattern. Okay, what do you think? Light brown, dark brown, small, or large? What do you think, Carissa?
The small, medium, and dark brown one.
Okay, so, and I think there could be some people that disagree with that. They might think that it's light brown and large. So here's what we can do. We don't have to have it set in stone, do we? Right? We know this one right here will be either E1 or E2, right? Okay, so we've narrowed it down. Maybe by process of elimination, we'll be able to find what it is later. For now, I'm going to put it in E1, okay? Sound good? And then we can always go back and check later. So what I'm going to do is put a little star by E1, and maybe I need to change that, okay? Next one. Yes, Cooper?
What's the name of that shell?
This, yes, thank you is a Venus. We don't know if it's a Venus clam light variety or Venus clam dark variety. Either way, this is a Venus clam, okay? With me, everybody? Okay, shell bingo. Next one we're going to look at right here is this shell. Ooh, shiny. And you can see this portion of it. The opening, the spire. Okay. Okay. Now, let's start at the beginning. Is it two valve like a clam or one valve like a snail, Riley? This shell.
Like a snail.
Yep, one valve like a snail. So it is a member of either gastropoda or scaphopoda or cephalopoda. We don't know for sure yet. We're going to go to F1 or F2. That is on page 2. So everybody go look at page 2 on your dichotomous key, your shell classification activity. All right, so here we are on page 2, and we've gone to F1. Or we need to go to either F1 or F2, depending on what we see. Now, is it without a spire, meaning it is not snail-like, or is it with a spire and whorls and is snail-like? So for that, let's go look over here. Here's what a spire is. The spire is like the pointed version of it. The whorls are the things that go round and round. Does this have a spire and whorls or not? Aiden Kletke.
Yes.
Yes, it does. All right. So we're going to go to F2. Now we need to go to N1 or N2. It is snail-like, N1 or N2. To get to there, we need to go to page 3. All right. Follow our arrow down. It's almost like a flow chart. And we have to go to N1 or N2. Here we are. N1 or N2. The whorls are not connected or the whorls are connected. What do you think, Sawyer? And if you are unsure of what that means, here's what connected whorls look like. Here's what disconnected whorls look like. What do you think?
I think they're connected.
Yes, absolutely. So we're going to go to O1 or O2. Now, is the shell distinctly cone-shaped? Something quite elongated? Or sorry, some quite elongated, others shortened? Okay. Or is it round or narrow? So is this really elongated and cone-shaped, or is it round? Ava, what do you think?
Round.
Yes, definitely. So we're going to go to R1 and R2. All right. We're getting close, getting down to the nitty-gritty. Now, the shell, is it rounded? A typical snail-shaped? Oh my goodness, Mr. Aiden, figure it out. Very smooth, tan with light brown stripes. Is it bluish coil up here within the whorls? Flattened, large, oval opening? I would say that just about nails it, don't you? Okay, but we have to double check. Let's go to R2. Is the shell long and narrowed? Is it distinct spire with whorls connected? Is the spire elongated or flattened? It's not long and narrow. So definitely not R2. It is R1, and it is a moon shell. So in R1, you can type moon shell. If you'd like to now go to Google and type that in, you could get a picture of a moon shell if you'd like and put that in R1 on your sheet, okay? Shell bingo, we're getting there. All right. I'll give you some time to type in moon shell. How's it going over there, fellas?
Good.
Good.
How do we get a bingo on this one since there's only 3 slots?
You have to complete the whole thing.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how we do it. And for my in-person classes, I have them race, and winners get Dilly bars. Pretty cool, right? Cooper, yes.
If we don't have it done by the end of the hour, what do we do?
That's okay.
Oh.
But is everybody with me? Okay, good. We're gonna move on to the next one. I'm gonna randomly grab into my box. So, oh boy, all right. Here we go. Now, some of these might not be so easy, so we might have to skip some and come back later. Ready? All right. Is this one valve or two valved? Clam or snail-like, or possibly a different? Carissa?
Two.
Yeah, this is actually one. Okay, sorry, that one was hard to see under there. There's only one. There's an opening there, very dark and hard to see. And I'm working on getting a new microscope / thing that helps you to see it. So this is actually one valve. So we're going to go to F1 and F2 again. So everybody go to F1 and F2 on page 2. Now, does it have a spire or not? This one should be easier. What do you think, Cooper? Spire or no spire? Remember, the spire is the pointed part.
No spire.
No spire. It is not distinctly snail-like. So we're going to go to G1 or G2. Is it cone-shaped? Is the opening on top much smaller than the opening on the bottom? Top opening sometimes closed off? Or is it not cone-shaped at all, and is there only one opening? What do you think, Riley? Is there one opening or two openings on this?
There is one opening.
There is one opening. Bingo. All right. So we're going to go to K1 or K2. Is it coiled internally, enlarged opening? No, I'm going to tell you right now it's not. We do not have a chambered nautilus. So it is not coiled internally. The opening is narrow and elongated. Yes. Take a look at that long and narrow opening. Let's go to L1 or L2. That's on page 3. Okay. Page 3. L1 or L2. Is it smooth-edged opening, or is it serrated or toothed edges? Ooh, they kind of gave away what serrated means. But you can also look here on your dictionary of terms. A smooth edge would look like this. Serrated looks like it's got teeth a little bit. And I'm trying to make this available. You should be able to tell that it is a serrated opening and has teeth. Okay, and I run my finger along it, and you can hear it. Okay, so it is a cowrie. We need to go to M1 or M2 to find out what cowrie it is. All right, is it gray or cream with a distinct golden ring, or is it all golden colored? What do you think, Sawyer?
I think it's the M1.
Yeah, this is a golden ring cowrie. Yes. Okay, so that is M1 right here. And you can label that the golden ring cowrie. Yes.
But this one would be the bone ring, and it's rough.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do see what you mean. But this one looks like it's kind of all golden colored too. Hmm. Show me your other one that looks like that. Okay. Is that the other one?
Yeah.
So yours is much different than ours. You know, I don't really know. These look almost like the same shell. You might have two of the same. Put those both in M1 and M2, and I'll come check it in a little bit, okay? Thank you. All right, we're gonna move on to the next one and try to move as quickly as we can. All right, Ruth reaching randomly in. Okay, here we go. Ready? Ooh, this is a fancy pants shell. One or two valves? One or two valves, Cooper?
1.
Yep, 1. Now, that means we need to go to F1 or F2. With or without spire? With or without spire, Emily? So here's what spire means. Spire is this portion here. Does it have this or not?
Yes.
Yes, it does. It does have a spire. Okay. With distinct spire, we're going to go to N1 or N2. Okay. Are the whorls connected to each other? Yes, they are. There is no Fargo worm shell, I'll tell you that. Go to O1 or O2. Is it distinctly cone-shaped? Quite elongated, other shortened. Is it round or narrow? I would say that is distinctly cone-shaped. Would you not? I'm taking the lead on that one. Yes, so we're going to go to P1 or P2. Is the shell small? Is the opening rounded? Are the knobs over the entire shell? Can the shell be long or short? Maybe. Let's take a look here. Is the shell small to medium? Is the spire flattened, often smooth? No knobs on whorls. Opening narrow. Is it elongated? Let's see. Let's think. This would be in. Here's what's doing it for me. The spire is not flattened here, right? The spire is not flattened. I think it's a periwinkle. So we're going to go to Q1 or Q2. And let's see if I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. I've been wrong plenty of times. Okay. Is it an elongated cone, long spire, or is it a short cone? Short spire and reddish and pink. Which one would you say it is? Carissa?
Reddish and pink.
You think so? I don't know. This cone looks kind of elongated. The cone is not short. The spire is not short. And I see a little bit more brownish. I know. I feel so bad because it's so hard to see. This one, I believe, is the serif periwinkle in Q1. Okay, so I'm going to put that up here in Q1. Serif.
Does it have rating?
Okay, next one. Here we go. Reaching in randomly. All right. Here's our new one. 1 valve or 2 valves? 1 valve or 2 valves, Leah?
1.
1 valve, yep. So we're going to go to F1 or F2. All right. Does it have a spire or no spire? Spire or no spire, Aiden?
There is a spire.
Yep, absolutely. It is snail-like. We're going to go back to N1 and N2. N1 and N2. The whorls are connected to each other, so it's on N2. All right. Then we go to O1 and O2. Is the shell distinctly cone-shaped? Is it elongated or shortened? Or is it round or narrow? I don't really know. That's not. I'm trying to think. I mean, it's not distinctly cone-shaped. That's what's throwing me off here. It doesn't look exactly like a cone. I'm going to go with O2. Go down to R1 and R2. Is the shell rounded? It can't be R1. We're done with R1, right? We did the moon shell. So it's long and narrow. Distinct spire with the whorls connected. The spire is elongated or flattened. Yeah. So it does have a distinct spire. It is not rounded. Let's go to S1 or S2. Is the spire not elongated? The whorl is tightly spaced, or are the whorls well spaced? What do you think? What do you think, Ava?
S1.
Do you think S1? Okay, I am unsure of this one. So here's what I'm going to say. This could either be T1, T2, U1, V1, or V2. So it could be any one of these four. So, or five, excuse me. So I'm going to place it over here for now, okay? And see if we can narrow it down further, all right? Because I'm not so sure, to be honest. I don't want that one. Let's go to one that maybe is a little different. We've done a lot of univalves. So this one is a bivalve. Okay, it's two shells. It's not opened, but it's a bivalve. So maybe that'll help us. Okay. There's only a couple bivalves in this whole thing. So this is a bivalve. Does it have radiating or concentric ribs? Okay, that's a tough one, and you won't be able to tell because it's very tiny. All right, this has concentric ribs. All right, and it is not round. It is long and triangular. This is D2. It is a mussel. Right, and maybe you've seen these before in the lakes. D2 is a mussel. All right, let's move on to another one. Here's a nice one. This one should help us out and be an easy one for us. One valve or two valves, Riley? Is this a two-sheller or a one-sheller? Does this open up and become like a clam, or is it a snail?
I can't see it well on your camera that you're showing it on right now. Could you put it under the big one? Oh, never mind. I can see it now. Two shell, I think.
Yes, sir. You nailed it. Good. So this, again, is a two-valver. Does it have radiating ribs or concentric ribs? This one should be easier, right? The ribs are running from here to here. Radiating or concentric, Sawyer? Does it look like this or like this?
Radiating.
Yes, sir. Radiating ribs. Okay, so we're going to move down to B1 and B2. Does it have ears or no ears? What are these things right here? Those are ears, okay? Not too typical. In fact, only one thing in this collection of shells has them. That is the Atlantic Bay scallop. It is B1 up top here. B1, Atlantic Bay scallop. How's it going over there, guys?
Good.
Done yet?
So, who's off the wall? We're confused on this one.
All right, try some other ones, see if you can get it. All right. Let's see, this one we should be able to. Maybe not. All I need is the air. All right, working on a new one. Okay, here we are. Here's another one. Bivalve or univalve? Cooper. Snail or clam?
Is it bivalve?
Yep, this is a clam for sure. So, radiating or concentric ribs. Again, hard to see, but those are concentric ribs. I don't even know why I showed it up to the camera like that. They're concentric, all right? Is it round or long and triangular? Round or long and triangular? Leo.
Round.
Mm-hmm. So now we're back to the Venus clams. Is it large and light brown V patterns or small to medium dark brown? So we are back to what this one had. Now this one barely had any V's on it, but this one has more V's on it, and they seem to be darker brown to me. So I think this one is going to be E2, and this is the Venus clam dark variety. E2. Yes, Zach, what's up?
Are these yours right now?
Nope. Nope. So we have E1 and E2 done. Okay, let's move on. I'm grabbing randomly. Okay, here we are. This is a tough one. Many people think this is a two-valver because it looks like one part of a clamshell, but it's not. Okay, this is actually one valve. It's snail-like, but it doesn't fit on a snail. So we're gonna go to F1 or F2. Now I kind of just answered F1 or F2. Does it have a spire or no? Definitely not. Almost looks like a clamshell. So we're gonna go not distinctly snail-like. Is it cone-shaped? Now we can eliminate that right there. It is not cone-shaped. There's only one opening. And we know it's not the chambered nautilus. It is not coiled internally. The opening is narrow and elongated. Okay? Now we got to go to L1 or L2. So we're in some uncharted waters. Oh, sorry. Maybe I was wrong. Probably. Because this is not. I don't know why it says cone-shaped, because it's not cone-shaped. The opening on the top is much smaller than the opening on the bottom. Now, if you'll notice, yeah, I screwed up. If you'll notice here, you should be able to see through this shell. Okay? So that is the criteria that is allowing us to get this to be in G1. Is the cone short and flattened? Oh, okay. I guess I see a little bit of a cone here. I'm going to go to H1 or H2. The cone is short and flattened, so there's a little bit of a cone on it. We go to I1 or I2. Yes. B1 is the Atlantic Bay scallop. I1 or I2 is the cone round and flattened without distinct peak with a line of surface, with a line of holes on the surface. Yes. This is an abalone. Okay, that fits in I1. Which is down here. I know it's hard to see. Sorry about that. Just shows you that I don't have it all figured out. Okay. Alrighty. let's go with this one right here. Snail or clam? Snail or clam? Emily, this one.
Snail?
Yep, nailed it. Okay, good. So we're gonna go to F1 and F2. That's on page 2. Is it without a spire or with a spire? Cooper, spire or no spire?
Spire.
So we got to go to N1 or N2. It is not N1 for sure. The whorls are connected to each other. So we're going to go to O1 or O2. Okay. Is the shell distinctly cone-shaped? Is it elongated or maybe shortened? Or is it round and narrow? Round or narrow? To me, even though it has this large portion over here, this is round. Okay, this is round. We're going to go to R1, R2. This is not a moon shell. The shell is long and narrowed, distinct spire right here. With whorls connected, the spire is either elongated or flattened. It looks like it's flattened to me. So we need to go to R2, and we're going to go to S1 or S2. Now, the spire not elongated, is it short and flattened? Are the whorls tightly spaced? Or is the spire elongated, whorls well spaced? Now, this is again where I need to compare it to, I need to compare it to other shells. So this again could be T1, T2, U1, U2, or V2. Sorry, U1, V1, or V2. So I'm going to put it over here. It's going to be one of those 5. T1, T2, right? These are all, and then we'll have to look at those in a little bit. Okay, next one. Here, this one will help us out. Look in here. Okay, this one, we're going to start from the beginning. I'll save you the formality. This is a gastropod. It is one valve. Go to F1 or F2. Does it have a spire? Yes, it does. Okay, has a spire. So we go to N1 and N2 on page 3. N1 and N2. The whorls are connected. It is not distinctly cone-shaped. It is round. Okay, it is round. Now, it is not R1, so we're back to R2. The shell is long and narrow, distinct spire with whorls connected. The spire is kind of elongated, I think, in my opinion. So we got to go to page 4 and go to S1 and S2. Oops. Now, the spire is not elongated, short or flattened. The whorl is tightly spaced. Yeah, I mean, kind of. Or is it well spaced? Again, this is up in the air. But let's go to the next criteria. The whorls with distinct knobbed edges. Some knobs are quite long. So if you look at this, there are knobs on this. All right? There are knobs on this. So that is what is doing it for me right here. The whorls are with distinct knobbed edges. Some knobs are quite long. So we're going to go to T1 or T2. Does it have, all right, does it have an opening that is round, sharply edged in line with pink, or does it have an opening that is oval, striped with light brown? You tell me. This looks like a round opening to me, and it looks like it's lined with pink. Okay, so this is a snipe bill. It is T1, so that helps us out. That helps us out definitely. So we can put this in T1. T1 is a snipe bill. Okay. And then let's move on to, Cooper, I want you to take us through this one. This one, you're going to take us through the whole thing. Okay?
Okay.
You can do it, I promise. So we're looking at this one. Do you think this is 1 or 2 valves? Does it look more like a clam or possibly something a snail would have?
This thing a snail?
Mm-hmm. All right. So then we need to go to F1 and F2, right? So walk me through it. Does it have a spire?
I think that's a spire.
What's that?
Is that long thing a spire?
No, this is actually not a spire, right? It does not look like something that a snail. Sorry, it doesn't have the whorls, okay? It's just like one long shell. All right, so we're going to go to, without a spire, go to G1 or G2. Is it cone-shaped with an opening on top? Or is it non-cone shaped with only one opening? I will tell you. If you look here, there's an opening there, and there's an opening there. So there are 2 openings. Which one should I go to, G1 or G2?
G1.
Yep, G1. Now we need to go to H1 or H2. Is the cone tusk-like and elongated and often curved, or is it short and flattened?
It's a tusk-like.
Yep. So you nailed it, man. It is the dentilium. That is H1. H1 is the dentilium. Okay? And I move this. That goes right there. Dentilium. Okay, now I am going to let y'all go. We did not get to finish the rest of Shell Bingo, but we did get to carry out an investigation and plan our breakdown of this, okay? And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 done, okay? Now I will say that normally it takes 2 class periods for people to get this done, and some people have been working on it for 2 class periods. So, if you would like to try this as a bonus activity, you can reach out to me at some point. But other than that, we did a good job, I think, of being able to look at a new dictionary of terms. All right, you guys are still working. So, use a dichotomous key. All right. So, any questions? Otherwise, I'm letting you go.
Are we trying